Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm not even 100% sure what I'm going to be titling this video yet, but as of now it's going to be how to prep for your nose job surgery. So this video is going to be a video of all the supplies that I had purchased or that I wish I had purchased before I got my rhinoplasty done, and basically how to survive your procedure and what you're going to need to get before the surgery to help with your recovery for after. So if you're interested in seeing the products I recommend for your rhinoplasty, then I would just keep on watching. So I've pretty much put all of the supplies that you need for your surgery in this one bag right here. It's kind of random, I just kind of found it, but it all fits in here. So this is basically going to be your survival pack for this surgery. So the first thing you're going to want to pick up before your surgery is going to be your prescriptions that the doctor or the surgeon prescribes you. So this is probably going to be some pain medication, maybe something like an antibiotic, or it could also be something for swelling and things to basically help you recover, get through the pain, all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely recommend picking that up at least a week before, just to make sure like you have it all and you don't wait until the day of and then you have to wait to get it, like if it's a busy day at the pharmacy or whatever. So I definitely try to aim to pick up these prescriptions about a week before your surgery. The next and really important part about your pre-op for this surgery is going to be the physical exams you need to get done. This might not be the case for all surgeons, but my surgeon had asked for a physical exam that was done by my family doctor, some blood work done, and also a chest x-ray. This is pretty much to make sure that you're like a good, healthy candidate for the surgery, because obviously they don't really want to operate on someone who's not healthy enough or like not in a great state to get the surgery done. So I have my physical exam form right here that was all done by my family doctor. I'll just read out some of the stuff. It's basically seeing like my age, height, weight, if I have any heart diseases, any blood pressure issues, any basically diseases or disorders that the surgeon might like need to know about, and what prescriptions I'm on at the time, what allergies I might have, and also if I've had any previous surgeries before, basically how I acted to the anesthesia if I was under any. But yeah, so it's just like a pretty simple exam, nothing crazy. You can just have that, like I had a sheet to bring into my family doctor who wrote out the prescription and then faxed it over to the surgeon's office. The next thing was getting my chest x-ray done, so that's like pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I just want to see inside your chest, make sure everything's good. And then last but not least, like the blood work. So I went to like a local and then they basically just send the results over to the surgeon. The next thing that I would highly recommend getting is some Gravol, because if you haven't been under any anesthesia before, then you don't really know how you're going to react to it. So it's a common side effect that you feel a bit like groggy, and sometimes you can start feeling really sick once you wake up and need to throw up. So I would definitely just recommend getting some Gravol. I got the taste-free liquid gel capsules. I find that they were the best. I don't think I ended up taking any because when I woke up I was a little bit, I was feeling a little bit queasy, but then it kind of went away after like an hour, then it was fine, so I didn't end up throwing up or anything. But I would just definitely recommend getting these if you haven't had any kind of surgery where they put you under, just in case for when you wake up. Do you think this is called Biotin?
Biotin, but don't let me check.
Because biotin is what helps your hair grow. So this is probably biotin? Biotin?
Do you often experience the feeling of a dry mouth? It can be the side effect of many medications. Dry mouth can be frustrating, and ignoring it can lead to cavities, bad breath, and oral problems. Sipping water can help, but dentists recommend Biotin.
Biotin. Okay, thank you. So the next product I would recommend getting is some Biotin, and this is basically a dry mouth moisturizing spray. So if you've watched any other videos about people talking about this, they're going to say that your mouth is going to get really dry because since your nose is going to maybe have packing and have the cast on, basically it's going to be super hard to breathe out of your nose if possible at all. I was not able to breathe out of mine. So I was basically just like completely like solely breathing out of my mouth. So your mouth's just gonna get really dry. So sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night because my mouth would be so dry And I would just spray some of this in my mouth and always have like a glass of water beside my bed, and then I would be fine and I could go back to bed. But you really don't know how hard it is to sleep when you have a super dry ass mouth until it actually happens. So I would definitely recommend this. I got mine as in gentle mint, so it kind of just tasted like mint, but this is like a must have. And then going along with like the dry mouth, I would also recommend picking up like a chapstick, because your lips are also going to get really dry. They could bleed if it gets that bad. Mine weren't, but it's just something good to have. So I got the Vaseline Lip Therapy Advanced Healing Deep Moisturizing one, just like this. And yeah, I mean, any will really do, but I would definitely recommend having chapstick. Next, I would recommend getting some Polysporin, and this is just basically going to help for healing of the scars. Like if there's some incisions underneath your nose, usually they're very minimal, like, and you don't usually like notice them because they're so small. But if you're concerned about that, and also like there's antibiotics in these new Polysporins, so like, I mean, that's good for infections and stuff, and just keeping the area clean, I would definitely recommend getting some of this. I would apply this to my nostril incisions with a Q-tip, I think like every morning and night, and I think it actually worked pretty good. But the one I have is the Polysporin Complete 3 Antibiotics Plus Pain Relief Vitamin E Enriched Ointment. So that's the one I got, and it works super good. The next must have for this surgery, ice packs. So I went out and picked up a couple of these ice packs just like this. They just came out of the freezer, so they're freezing. But these are some just basic ones. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Like, just don't get the hard ones. Like, these ones are very squishy and like they just fit on your face nicely. So I got 2. Like, I was basically kind of keeping them on my face like this, just to help with swelling purposes. And then I also picked up this eye mask one right here, which I found super helpful. Basically, like, your nose is going to be really sensitive, so I like this one because it kind of just went over my eyes and like didn't really bother my nose area. But this was good if you have a lot of puffiness, bruising, and swelling around your eyes. Like, this can be really helpful. I would usually wear this when I was napping and stuff and just, you know, recovering, and it worked really good. Next, I would definitely recommend a neck pillow. If you're someone who doesn't sleep on your back, you sleep on your side or something, this can be like really uncomfortable recovering from the surgery, because you're supposed to sleep elevated, like sleeping on your back. So if you are someone that sleeps on your side, I would definitely recommend getting one, like just to help prop up your neck, and then I feel like it'd be maybe more comfortable to sleep that way. But luckily I am someone that does sleep on my back, so that wasn't really an issue for me, so I don't actually have one with me. I just propped up some pillows and slept on my back like I usually do, so it worked out for me. But yeah, so if you sleep on your side, get a neck pillow and it will hopefully help. This next thing I'm about to talk about is kind of optional. It's not really a necessity, but I didn't have it at the time, and I feel like it would have helped me just recover a bit better. And it is a diffuser. So I got my diffuser going in the background right now. But basically, I use a eucalyptus oil in my diffuser. It helps my breathing so much better. And I found that when recovering, like after my cast was off, like my breathing was kind of like on and off. Some days I'd be breathing fine, other days I'd be super congested and be having like a hard time breathing. So if that's the case for you, I would recommend getting a diffuser. You don't have to get obviously like a really high-end expensive one. Like, they have cheaper ones you could get. And then like getting like a eucalyptus oil, and eucalyptus is basically like a decongestant, so it's gonna help you, it's gonna help relieve that like decongestion going on in your nose and hopefully help you breathe a little bit better. So now that I do use this, I breathe so much better. So that's just like an optional thing that you might want to pick up for your surgery. So some food options you might want to pick up before your surgery are some crushed pineapple, because pineapple is also really good for helping with bruising and swelling. So I had that every morning. And if you're someone who doesn't really like pineapple, it's okay, because your nose is all stuffed up and stuff. You can't really taste much anyway, or at least that was the case for me. I really couldn't taste anything. So it doesn't really taste that bad. I would definitely recommend that. I really think that did help with my bruising and swelling. I found like I didn't really have a lot of it during my procedure, But if you are someone who's maybe prone to bruising and swelling, I would definitely recommend getting some crushed pineapple. You also might want to get some soups and maybe some supplies to make some smoothies. Basically, it's going to be a bit hard to eat because I had my mustache strip taped onto my face all the time, so it was really hard to open my mouth wide. Also, my top lip was numb, so I mean, that was an additional factor that was just making it a bit harder to eat. So I definitely recommend sticking to like soft foods or like liquids and stuff like that. It'll just make it easier while recovering. The next supplies I'd recommend you get, lots of gauze and medical tape. This kind of depends all on the person. I mean, some people don't need to have the mustache strip or like gauze piece underneath their nose for that long. I did. I was wearing mine for a week and a half. I think I still needed it. My nose was like continuously like dripping either blood or like, I don't know, oozing something. It's not the prettiest surgery to recover from, but yeah, so I basically always had one of these taped to my face. So this is kind of what they look like that. And then you open up the packaging and I would fold it in half. And then I would use this medical tape right here to just tape the two ends to my cheeks just to hold it right underneath my nose. And I would be changing this probably every like few hours. It really all depends on the person, like I said. You might only need to wear it for a few days after surgery, and then some people need to wear it for like a few weeks after surgery. Like, it really depends on the person. But I would just recommend picking up a lot of this because I went through it a lot quicker than I was expecting, and I had to make another run to go pick up some more supplies. So get lots of gauze. And also, yeah, you're gonna need some medical tape to tape it to your face. I probably wouldn't recommend getting this one though, because using this on my cheeks actually started a rash on both of my cheeks. It was actually like tearing at my skin. When I would pull off the tape from the gauze, my skin was actually getting really raw in those areas, and then I would try to put like creams on them to help soothe them, and it would actually sting. So I would recommend getting one that's like for sensitive skin or skin friendly, maybe not so harsh in your skin, but this is the one I use, and yeah. So the next thing you might need for this surgery is some melatonin. This is also like another optional product, or just like sleeping pills in general, because I was finding it very difficult to sleep most of the time because I am someone who breathes through my nose at night. It was different to have to breathe through my mouth and then have to wake up in the middle of the night with my dry mouth. It was just not fun. But I would recommend, if you like, just taking these if needed, but basically like a melatonin or a sleeping pill just to help you sleep, just to like make the recovery a bit better. But obviously it's not a necessity, just an optional thing you might want. The next product right here I have is witch hazel, and apparently this is supposed to be super good for helping also with bruising and swelling. I'm not really sure if it did anything, but I mean, it's just like, it's good to try. I didn't really notice like a significant difference when I used this. Like, I had cotton pads and I would kind of just rub it over my bruising and swelling, like my eye area and a little bit around my nose, but I don't really think it did too much. But it's supposed to help with that, but I mean, I don't really know. I mean, you could give it a shot if you want, but it's also like just another optional purchase that might help you during your surgery. Another optional product to get for the surgery is a color correcting concealer. If you're someone who is planning on going out while recovering during your surgery, or like if you're like me and had to go to work a week after the surgery, after I just got my cast off, I still had bruising on my face. So a color correcting concealer is a good option. I wouldn't recommend getting this one though. This one did not work for me at all. I used the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, and I got like a green one to try to get rid of some of the, I think it's red that this gets rid of. But I just wouldn't recommend it. It's not really that thick. Like, it was really sheer, so I just found it didn't really cover up much. It didn't really do that much. I definitely recommend getting the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer because that shit really covered up the bruising. So that's really good, but don't get this, but maybe just another color correcting concealer. So the last product I'm gonna suggest is Arnica, like Arnica pills or something like that. I didn't personally use them, but I've heard really great things about using those for recovery, for swelling, bruising, and all the same like kind of healing process things. I personally didn't use them, so I can't really say too much about them, but that's just something I'd maybe recommend. I hear a lot of good things about it. So if you picked up like arnica pills, I'm pretty sure you can just get them from the drugstore. Some surgeons actually carry their own line of them, or some kind of version of it to like a post-op like medication you can take to try to help with that. But yeah, that's probably my last thing I'm going to suggest. And now I'm just gonna read some of the pre-op instructions I got from my surgeon here. I just thought I'd let you guys know some of the things my surgeon personally has said you have to do pre-op for your surgery. So they have, I can't even fucking read. So they have here on the pre-op sheet to avoid medications and supplements that interfere with normal blood clotting. So this can include aspirin, ibuprofen, herbal supplements, diet pills, mega doses of vitamin E or C, smoking, fish oil, and garlic are basically things that you're supposed to avoid 2 weeks prior to your surgery that affect like blood clotting. Also make sure you let your surgeon know any medications you're on at the time to make sure like if you're okay to continue with them or if you're gonna have to stop them before the surgery. You can use Tylenol before your surgery though if you really need that, just basically no Advil. And then 1 week prior to your surgery, they've listed to not drink or do any drugs before your surgery. And if your skin tolerates, to use a germ-inhibiting soap for bathing, basically to get rid of any bacteria on your body like a week prior. And obviously the night before the surgery, they say to not eat or drink anything. You're gonna have to fast leading up to the surgery. And they say the morning of, do not put any of this on your skin. Any makeup, creams, lotions, hair gels, sprays, perfumes, powder, or deodorant. Using any of these products will add bacteria to the skin and increase the risk of infection. So I would definitely recommend listening to that. Don't use any of those the morning of. Also, plan to wear loose-fitting clothes and something that's like a zip-up so you don't have to pull it over your head once you get home from the surgery. You're gonna probably want to bring like a zip-up hoodie, some track pants, some slip-on shoes, really easy clothes to wear because you're not going to want to be lifting things over your head when you have your cast on. So definitely wear some loose-fitting zip-up clothes. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and got some good ideas for some supplies to pick up before your surgery. So currently right now, I am 10 months post-op my surgery and my 1 year is coming up. So I was thinking about doing a 1 year post-op nose job surgery kind of video just to let you guys know how recovery went and kind of just keep you updated. It'll be like another sit down kind of chit chat, get ready with me maybe video, something more chill. I don't know, we'll see. But that'll be around July. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video.